Bush was violating the Constitution also.
How many hours a day do you worry about the Constitution being undermined by Barack Obama? Undermined. In other words, your rights being taken away, concentration camps being formed, foreign troops being landed, the black helicopters stopping at a military base near you. How many hours a day do you think about this probability or even plausibility, sir?
Well, I'm a constitutional lawyer. I've been thinking about this for many years.
No, but how many hours a day do you worry about this actually happening? Seriously. Do you go to bed at night, when you put your head on the pillow at night, are you afraid that at some point in your lifetime, the black helicopters from the UN will arrive in the United States and deny American sovereignty? Do you think that's probable or possible?
I think it's possible. I think where we're concerned about, look at Germany, an advanced civilization, and they fell into a despotism, in a dictatorship, a murderous dictatorship, in a span of 10 years after an economic collapse. It can happen here. You think it can't happen here? Ask the Japanese Americans whether it can happen here.
Meantime, I think what you're trying to do is create a state of mind, sir.
Well, you can think whatever you can think what you want. I know
it's
what my
obvious
goals
what you
are.
want to do, because you're getting people to sign up. You're getting people who are armed. Why do you only recruit among police and military and people like that?
Because they will be given the orders to abuse your rights. Who else is going to be doing it? If someday, God forbid, there's some dictator that comes to power in America, who is going to get the order? Wouldn't you have liked the soldiers in World War II to have refused the orders to round the Japanese Americans?
Okay, I guess I've always assumed that people knew that ever since Nuremberg, obeying orders wasn't a legitimate defense.
That's exactly right.
And therefore, I assume that this wasn't necessary to form a vigilante group like this one, or to get people all roused up against their government. By the way, I don't understand your thinking about the government. Every time we have a debate on this show, it's clear that we don't have a unified government in this country. We have Democrats on the Hill of the left, of the center. We've got the moderate Democrats. We've got conservative Republicans, some moderate Republicans. They fight all the time. And yet you guys in this sort of strange view of the world say there's such a thing as the government that's all unified and working against you. Where does that exist? You worked in Washington. Where is that thing called the government you allude to?
So you say there are no abuses
I'm asking,
possible.
where is it? Where is this government that's all unified against you, that's frightening and is about to deny your rights? Who is this government?
Well,
give me the name of it.
The Patriot Act was bipartisan. They both voted for it, both sides. And don't you think that was an abuse of power and abuse of rights?
And yes, and it's being debated and argued among people within the political system we have in this country.
And that's
people
right.
Fighting it, and we don't have to have people, armed people out there standing ready to challenge authority. Anyway, let's move on. I want to bring Mark guys sitting around and having meetings. I mean, I'm challenging because I think it's a state of mind. But if they're not operational, if they don't take arms against the country, what difference does it make if they have this mindset of fear? Mark.
Well, I'd say a couple of things. First off, I'd point out that Stuart Rhodes just talked about, well, you know, maybe this could happen someday down the line, and this is a sort of theoretical worry that he has, or so he says. The reality is that when you look at the Oathkeepers website, the core of it is this business about the orders they're not going to obey, and it starts out with a preamble, a quote from George Washington saying, you know, now is the time, or soon comes the time when it will be determined whether we're slaves or freedmen. Immediately after that, the Oathkeepers website says, presumably in Stuart Rhodes's words, that time is near at hand again. Look, I mean, the bottom line is that this is a group that is driven by conspiracy theories about the government, very much like the militia conspiracy theories
What's
of
the
the
harm?
90s.
What's the harm in his thinking?
They believe, presumably, that FEMA's out there setting up concentration camps and that kind of thing. I mean, this whole list of things that they're not going to do are the very fears that were enunciated by people in the militia movement, some of whom went on to do rather violent things. In one case, to attempt to attack Fort Hood in Texas because they thought foreign nationals were being trained there to suppress American patriots. So it's very much the same idea. Look, I mean, I have
let him respond to that. Let him respond. One last word. Is there an imminent fear that our federal government will abandon the Constitution, deny us our rights, and even resort to things like concentration camps or disarming the American people in violation of the Second Amendment? Disarming the people moving around the country collecting guns. Is that a real danger, sir, yes or no?
Yes, I think it is.
A real danger.